Following right up on that Olympic update is Jennifer Shung. She's here with the latest in world sports. Jennifer, I know we've been talking about the Olympics for months and months and months, but This is the week I've really been feeling it with the decorations going up on the streets. And
I was just driving into work today and those red and white flags were up, you know, welcome to Beijing. So the city is really starting to look like it's ready to host the biggest sporting event.
True,
yes.
But how do you have tickets? Because I don't have tickets to the opening ceremony. Everyone
trying
thinks
to
we
get
do, right?
Tickets. Yeah, I know all, domestic ticket sales probably sold out, but
and everyone thinks because we work at a certain place we get to.
I know, but
we don't,
no, not so lucky. Well, let's get on with sports today. Thank you very much, James. The torch relay for the Beijing Olympic Games has concluded in Harbin. That's the capital city in Heilongjiang province, which is located in northeast China. The Beijing Olympic torch relay in Harbin started at 8:10 on Friday morning at the flood control monument. The first and final torch bearers have been paired up this time. 208 torch bearers passed the torch along a route stretching almost 15 kilometers long, starting from the floods control monument and ending at the Sunstone Square on Sunshine Island. The torch bearers in Harbin were selected from all walks of life, giving better representation to more people in the city. Over the next 2 days, the torch relay will visit two other cities in Heilongjiang province, Daqing and Qiqihar. Well, International Olympic Committee President Jacques Rogge has spoken up about a number of issues concerning the Beijing Olympic Games, from air quality to anti-doping. Rogge said that Beijing's air quality will not ruin the Games, despite the smog that often clouds over the Chinese capital. He also added that the Olympics would restore joy, hope, and pride to a nation still coming to terms with the devastating May 12th earthquake in Sichuan province. The IOC president noted that the Summer Games in Beijing will see the biggest anti-doping effort staged in history.
Well, the Chinese have done great efforts to alleviate the issue of atmospheric pollution, and they are now on the process of the last stage, which is removing about 1 million cars out of traffic, which will definitely have its effect. Not today, but in a couple of days. We are confident that atmospheric pollution will have no major impact on the Olympic Games. The earthquake in Sichuan was absolutely a tragic disaster, and we should not forget that there are still many people who suffer from the earthquake. The reconstruction will take a lot of time, energy and resources. So this is today a nation in mourning. But at the same time, the Games are for them a source of joy, a source of hope and a source of pride. And we would love the Games to give them that back. We will not only test in competition, but also unannounced out of competition, both in the Olympic Village, but also in all the training sites of the athletes, be it in China or abroad. We've also introduced a new rule, that is that if an athlete is sanctioned for more than 6 months, he or she will not be able to participate to the next Games. And finally, I would also say that if needed, we would call the support of the police to examine whether there is a drug dealing, as was the case in Torino with the Austrian team.
Well, a group of scientists from the Drug Control Center over in London have been sent on an anti-doping mission here in Beijing. They'll assist Chinese authorities to ensure a clean and drug-free Olympics this summer. The center is one of the 33 WADA accredited laboratories that can carry out drug testing in sport. Led by Professor David Cowan, the team is sending out a clear message to those tempted to compete by foul means. If you cheat, expect to be caught. The International Olympic Committee plans to carry out 4,500 tests in Beijing, a 25% increase in the number carried out in Athens. Athletes can be tested at any time or place without advance notice in Beijing to ensure the Games are untarnished by doping scandals. The IOC and BOCOG say they're now confident that the Beijing Games will be a clean one. Well, with just 28 days to go until the Olympics kicks off, athletes from around the world are in their final stages of preparations. Yang Shenshen takes a look at how Olympic competitors are preparing for the big event.
The president of the Russian Olympic Committee says the Russian athletes have been sent to train in the Far East region of the country, where the weather is most similar to Beijing. He said he thought China is fully prepared for the Games and that the competition venues and Olympic Village are all very impressive. He said he believed the Beijing Olympics will be a great success. Meanwhile, Belgium plans to send a 90-strong contingent to Beijing, its largest team since the 1968 Games in Mexico. Though Belgium is one of the smaller Olympic nations, its athletes excel in equestrian, sailing, judo, and cycling. The team's goal is to win between 2 and 4 medals.
One team, one dream is the slogan for the Belgian Olympic team, because we will be competing against nations that are a lot bigger than ours, and so we want to really make sure that working as a team, also in the Chinese culture, the team and the family is very important, and we want to make sure that by helping each other we can maybe put on a better performance for the athletes in the Games.
Some countries also unveiled their Olympic team uniforms. The Russian delegation displayed 38 uniforms and items of Olympic clothing on Tuesday. The designs combine both Chinese and Russian cultural elements. South Korea revealed their team outfits on Wednesday. The team's goal is to win at least 10 gold medals. Yang Shan, CCTV.
Well, preparations for the Beijing Olympics are entering the final stages in many countries and regions. And apart from training for the competition, athletes across the world have also been trying on their Olympic uniforms to make sure they feel comfortable while looking great. Gui Xiaozheng has the story.
On Wednesday, German athletes were presented with a special package from the German Olympic Committee. The package contains over 70 items, including a formal suit, competition uniforms, footwear, a backpack and information pamphlets. The GOC also says the 30,000 tickets allocated to the country for events at the Beijing Olympics have already sold out. South Korea also unveiled their Olympic outfits on Wednesday. Over 260 athletes will represent the country in 25 events. South Korea is seen as a gold medal hope for archery, taekwondo, and judo. Athletes in Cyprus have been training around the clock. The country will send 17 athletes to compete. Cyprus will be relatively strong in events such as skeet shooting and the men's high jump. Belgium will bring a team of over 90 athletes to the Games, their biggest Olympic delegation since 1968. The country has a strong chance for medals in equestrian, sailing, judo, and cycling. Gui Xiaozheng, CCTV.
Well, that's going to do it for this noon sports update. I'll be back at 4:15 this afternoon. Back to you, James. But quick question. Did you know that back in the ancient days in Olympia, the racers in the 200-meter event actually wore loincloths and then nothing at all when one guy won the race?
We actually agree that we weren't going to talk about this.
Oh, okay. Well,
we agreed we were going to talk about this.
I just thought that was an interesting tidbit.
An interesting fact. Well, thank you very much for that.
We're closing with uniforms. Yes.
Thank you very much. Well, I know you love music.
Yes.
So stick with this next story because we're going to be talking about the Olympic songs to come. I actually know someone who has an Olympic song.
Oh, cool. Okay. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. I can't say it's good or not because Casey's watching, but 30 newly released Olympic songs, as we said, are proving popular on the streets of Beijing. The tunes can be heard all over the city, from taxi cabs to hutong lanes. Let's hear that now.
The singers from the Beijing Festival Choir are rehearsing the new song, Beijing Welcomes You. The song is one of those on the list of 30 Olympic songs released by the BOCOG.
We were invited to some Olympic concerts. We also go to communities to teach local residents to sing. Their singing is contagious. I can't help but join the crowd and learn, and I got a copy of the words myself.
The songs are hitting the airwaves as the excitement over the games mounts. This taxi driver says he really likes the song I'm a Star, which he heard only the day before. Yang Ke, who wrote the lyrics for Be Here, says his song embodies part of the Olympic spirit, a persistence in striving to create miracles, and a determination to spread harmony everywhere. Around 1 million entries were submitted after the Olympic Organizing Committee put out a call for Olympic songs. The newly released titles represent different music styles, but are considered the acme of Chinese music. Robert Ireland, CCTV.